Cuba, it's me. Welcome to episode 279 of The W.I.L.L.I.W Show, which stands for Wrestling is Life. Life is Wrestling. Now, I wanted to talk the smartest people in wrestling. Now, there's smart as far as IQ goes. There's smart as far as wrestling knowledge goes. There's smart as far as knowing how to get themselves over or make money at wrestling. And then plus, who's the smartest person you've actually met? Because some of the people I'm going to name drop, I've never met them. But I find, like, especially watching some of the shoot interviews and the podcasts and the radio shows and all that stuff, I find I really learn a lot from Jake the Snake when he talks like psychology and that kind of stuff, although he never really gives away too much, but he's someone I would definitely love to be trained by and pick their brain. Raven seems very intelligent, even though he does a lot of stupid things over the years, but he seems very, very highly smart, and just he knows so much stuff that he could really help you out too. Kevin Nash seems really highly intelligent, but I don't know if he's like super wrestling intelligent. I mean, I'm sure he is, but he must be because he was a book for so long. But I've never met any of those people. So who's the smartest people I've ever met in wrestling? Well, man, that's a tough one. People are smart for different reasons. I find Harry D is very smart as he gets the way to go about being involved in the wrestling business. He knows what to say, what not to say, what you're allowed to do, what you can't do, that kind of stuff. I always felt Lenny was very intelligent from like an old school philosophy where he could he knew how to tell stories and he knew what the crowd wanted, and he knew that the crowds are different and he knows what each individual crowd wants. I find Josh Alexander to be very, very highly intelligent when I talk to him, like just about like pacing and putting together a match and that kind of stuff. Like I love being in the locker room when he puts together his matches, and if I can eavesdrop a bit, I will. I'm sorry if that makes people offended, but if I can learn something just from hearing how someone puts together their match, I definitely will. Eric Carney can be a pretty big dick, but he's also very smart when it comes to wrestling. Sometimes too smart for his own good, but definitely can learn a lot from that guy. There's a lot of smart people in wrestling, and I'm blessed to have been around a lot of them. The Highlanders were really smart. They picked it up so fast, and after they came back from the Fed, man, they had a lot of knowledge to share and why to do this and why not to do this. Not just from a WWE point of view, but just from how the fans would see stuff. There's a lot of smart people in wrestling. It's crazy. It's like they say to be a genius, you also have to be a little bit crazy. So it almost seems like that with wrestling too. You have to be like a little bit crazy to be so good at wrestling, to be so smart about it. And yeah, to me that's the way it seems. Everyone thinks, oh, the wrestlers, they're the stupidest people on earth. They just get beat up. Well, you'd be surprised how smart the wrestlers are and the conversations you could have in a carload of wrestlers. And there is some really smart people out there, and I'm sure I'm missing a lot of people. I don't want to name 100 names like I do for some of the other ones. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Who do you think is the smartest person in wrestling? And who is the smartest person you've ever met in wrestling? I know another person that I find is really smart is Christy Carvello, the chant monkey, the Hagersville guy. He has a really great knowledge of wrestling. He is very smart, and he remembers so much too. Like, I think memory has a lot to do with it as well. So let's hear from you guys. As always, on the W.I.L.L.I.W Show, like or you get a leg drop, comment or you get a clothesline, subscribe or you get a suplex. I'm your host, Elian Habanero. I love wrestling. Cuba.